Okay, so let's start that. Okay, let's start the introductions first. Okay, let's start the introduction. So in see, basically you know right why we are here. See, the idea of this is we talk about the Internet of Things. So I know people are hearing right. So what exactly is this Internet of Things? What we are looking is right. We are only talking about the industries. It's the industrial Internet of Things. Most of the people know that right today the buzzword is on that. The idea of this exercise is to do some POCs. The whole idea of this exercise we are planning to do some proof of concept, especially to the industry. As a kickstart, what we have identified is to do with a couple of use cases, which is for the energy utilities and manufacturing. That is what we started it off. Okay, so that's the whole idea. So what we'll do right now, right? So I'll give you the and then how do we want to project? How do we want it? But before that, what I want to have some kind of introduction, right? So that let's start with the introduction plan, and then later, right, we'll talk about like it's a kind of a 45-minute session, like 30 to 45-minute session. So I will talk, and later, right, if you have any questions, right? And then what I want to do, I want to segregate the GPs, like whatever, for example, right? I know there's a group of people here, right? And the technologies and segregation of the GPs. Okay, so to start with, as you know, right, people know me, right? We have been working on this, and we are all connected on the groups and the meetups and everything. So nothing too much explain about myself. Basically, right? I've been working on the IoT space for the last couple of years, and basically I'm an SAP guy. More than like I'm having around 30 years of experience into the entire enterprise input. So I'm talking about I'm more of an enterprise IoT guy, and then which will covers all your device management, your device technology from any machine converting to sensor, and then later into the data management, and then finally giving some value. So that's where we are actually looking at it. So basically, right, let's start with introduction. So as I told you, right, how I introduce, right, maybe you can just talk here, and then we just tell about yourself, and then just start from your side.
Hi, sir. My name is Saishma. I completed my PhD in of Electronics and Communication Engineering. I have my post-graduation diploma in Computer System course, which is located at the Institute. In that institute, that area covers how to program that using the sensors, how to make a projects and using them with real time. They make only prototypes.
Okay. So what is your interest here?
Interested in embedded hardware and software.
Okay.
Myself, Ravi, I got video in 2014 and platform right now working on data testing and I have a focus on development product planning.
Yeah, there is many questions. Okay, I'm working on a project. I have completed development of data. I also run this training where we train for electrical engineering. Somewhat, even though I'm in the group, but I'm slightly just a watching person, not much active. Right? Today, the agenda here we have about 5 to 9
team also here. They are sent with their background, but basically from electrical background. Main interest is the IoT implementation. IoT is slightly, still I think, their limited knowledge related to software and product. I just want to understand here how it is actually implemented into the real-time domain. Definitely, we will be taking part much from this session. That's what I am saying.
I have done my major in mother way engineering and electrical engineering. I have to English and English.
Yeah.
I am interested in IoT. I don't know anything about it, but I want to learn something regarding that.
As a man, I would like to something new narrative.
I can enter. Okay, guys. So thanks for the introduction. So what I will do in this case, right? What I need is I take one example, one use case, right? What I want to understand from this group, right? I want to take this example as a real implementation. I think that work from the electronic background can easily understand. So this is the domain, right? This is the domain. And I take one of the examples is already implemented live in one of the office. So the challenge, what we want to do use case, right? When I talk about use case, right? It's a real implementation. And what is the need of implementation, right? So what I have chosen this area, right? It's one of the upcoming areas, especially in the energy consumption. Because people are from the understand that how we need to save energy consumption. And also to the layman, because every day you work with energy, like your car and everything. So in this example, right, what we want to share or show, right, how can we do it? In the market, right, what is the challenge, right? Why we have to do it? Because this particular, do you think this particular solution is not there in the market? Do you know this solution? Can anyone say is this solution is there in the market? This particular solution, right, is there in the market or not?
It is in pilot in some areas.
In general, if somebody asks that I want to make a smart city, right, and then I want to make your any commercial building or anything, right, or any industry, is there any solution already available? And what is the name? No, I'm not talking about who. I'm talking about buildings, which it can be a commercial building or it can be industrial building. What is the name? It's very popular in the market. It's not new. This is not new. But see, if you want to ask, is IoT new? It's there for the last 20 years. Like your SCADA system, everything is there. SCADA is there. Like all your the sensors are there. They're collecting the data. They're remotely, like your PLCs and everything, they're controlling it. But why IoT is a new flavor because of that. So what I'm just explaining here the use case, right? Is this available in the market?
This is energy management.
Yes, this is energy management very good. This is not the BMS solution, right? Yeah, in the building management solutions, right? We come into the BEMS. That's not a building energy management. This is the domain we are going to start, which is there. But why are we doing it, right? We are trying to come up with a low cost solution. Why this labs? What is the intention of this lab? What we are trying to do is that can we bring with a low cost or best price solution. Would I go and ask any building person, right? For example, does anyone know analogics? Company. Yeah. If they ask us, right, the simple PLC, the gateway, what I talk about, ask them, right? They will tell that pay us 1 lakh. It's a proprietary. I will install it. Pays 1 lakh. Okay, so that's where we are trying to adjust ourselves into this market of example. So can we bring them with a low cost solution? So for that, right, we want to do it as a POC. This is the first initiative as this group wants to take it, but as a follow-up, right, we are planning to take a lot of other examples as initiatives in this entire process. But the first use case we want to deliver it. So this is a use case already covered. In any use case, right, I'm talking about, these are 4 sectors we'll divide. Like, what is the challenge, right? In not only this, right, we talk about any industry. It can be renewable energy industry, it can be agriculture industry. First, you have to identify the business challenge, right? Why should you implement it? Like, for example, in solar, why are we implementing solar? Or why are we implementing the wind? Why are we implementing this? So, this is the business challenge. First, we have to identify the business. Then, we have to tell us what is the solution, right? So, for example, right, in this particular solution, you have to install a smart meter, right, for example, and then this is the solution. Or something like that. Okay. Yeah. So, and then later, right, what is the third thing? What I said, what are the benefits, right? You have to tell the benefits. Okay. The fourth is nothing but your results, right? What is the outcome? Without outcome, you don't want. This is the business case you want to implement it, right? So, what should I say? This is the example. The business gain knowledge. So now we come with the technology, right? What is the technology first? So our main focus is not this is the sales term. This is also sales is also. But as a technology guy, we are the enabler of the technology. We are more interested in this. Okay. How do we address the solution? That's what we want to do. So in the address of the solution, right? What we are trying to do in this, right? There are few technologies we want to do, right? The first technology what we are talking about is embedded technology, right? The second technology we want to talk is once the data is collected, right? You want to collect through your big data. After the data is collected, right? You want to churn or pattern the data, right? To use machine learning. And fourth example, right? Once you get the data, right? Can we automate the data, which is known as artificial intelligence or tokening, right? These are the 4 technologies in the market which are widely popular now. So what we do in this case, right? Can be tried. Like for example, I'll give you, right? You go to any building, right? You implemented whatever, like you implemented the solution. So if I ask you, right, who will view the solution? Is it your CEOs or is it your managers or who looks into this solution? Yeah, right. The facility manager, the electricity guy, the electrical managers or the facility managers. He will look into the data, and then he will see that because so you should have some solution, right? If the same data, if I give to CEO, he will appreciate it. No, you should have a separate dashboard, right? At the end, like what CEO runs it? How much the total building cost? Maybe this facilitation manager wants to drill down to each individual. Like for example, right, in this particular use case, okay, how much my chiller is working, how much my lights are consuming in a building, how much my floor is consuming. So he wants to go into the each individual statistics. But my manager, my managers or CEOs, right, doesn't want. He wants a holistic view. Okay, so how do we do it? Before that, right, the first case what you have to do is, which is nothing but your device map. We are going into now into the details of the work. So what we are going to do here, right? Now, so in this entire process, right, we will be allocating each one person for this activity. Okay, so one person will take up the entire device management, like the IOT stuff, right? And the business guy understands the entire scope of that, like for example, smart meter, right? What parameters needs to capture. So at the end of the day, right, he has to give the value to the data. Like for example, in the electricity, right? For example, for the consumption, does it need kWh? Right? For example, there is a demand, does it need kVAH? There is a reactive power. There is a nil kVARH. What is the power factor? What is the voltage? What is the current? So there are a lot of parameters. So the domain guy will take care of that. So the device management guy will take care of the IoT. Once there is one more group, one more person will come and then there is a big data. So this group, like this particular activity, right, each one person will be identified. Right, the seniors will be identified, and the freshers, right, who are new into this, right, they will be supported by these seniors. Okay, so in this activity, what we are planning is that we meet once, like twice a month. So first, like today, this we are meeting now. The next week will be more of an online because we have identified. So now in this, after this, right, we will segregate and say that, for example, right, I know this guy, right, he's a fresher, and I'll assign 5 to work with a senior guy. I know a senior guy, he cannot come, but I'll assign him both with the device management. Right? I know one more person will big data, so he may say that, okay, somebody from the group, right? Okay, I can alone handle it, but I know I need some other guy to work on. Some of the freshers or like who is interested. Like for example, one guy might say that, okay, I'll work on big data, or some other guy will say, no, I'm more interested in machine learning. So maybe you people are going to no, I'm more interested in the domain. I want to analyze my meter and come up with the parameters. Once the parameters are, you also find the algorithm also. When I say algorithm, right, I want to save my energy efficiency. In the chiller, right, do you know how do I say it? Because domain comes into picture, right? The guy should understand, right? Because if there is a coefficient factor, right, it should be less than 1, so that are equal to 1 to make it energy efficient. Right? So based on that, so it all depends on individual person to person. Okay, so this particular exercise of what we are trying to do, right? We will go with that kind of a example. Okay, so and take it forward. So this is the whole idea of this particular exercise. So what we are planning to do in the next 4 weeks, right? We will formulate, because we need to have the hardware and software. Like for example, right, the load, maybe right, Sridhar can help us generating the load to us. Because he knows that whether it's a solar load or it is the income load. Like he can put the transformer load, something. Like he can simulate that. Or else he can give that load in analysis. Right? And then we can bring in a meter because I have the connection. Right? I bring the IoT gateway which collects the data. Right? And then once the collection of the data, right, from there the software comes in. So in here, right, each individual person has a responsibility for that. And from that responsibility, right, and I manage the things. Like and on top of it, right, because under my umbrella, I have all the resources connected to me, and I manage the things, right, saying that, okay, if somebody is it's not coming right now, the gateways are, okay, we need to guide, where to get it. So these are management I do. But what are the whole idea at the end of the day, by this entire month of November, October, right, we try to collect the information. And as I told you, right, I know we are software guys. So we follow more of documentation. Like for example, right, no person will do a business case. Right, in the other operations world, they simply say that we can do that. But now there is a document. From this document, right, we get a solution document, which will clearly define that what is the device management, what are the technologies we will use. Right? From that, right, we have an architecture document, how we deploy the architecture, what are the softwares we will use. And finally, we have a testing document. So there are a lot of documents we will prepare this entire 1 month. So November 1st, our idea is, once the November 1st, all should be ready. For example, right, our load should sit here. Right? My meter should sit here. Like for example, if you generate lab here, right? We have put a big block. My meter or my load, my meter, right? Immediately it will start my laptop, which has entered the software, right? Because that's more than enough. The software talks everything. The software only you have everything. Because my laptop is my finding software. Right? It can be in the form of exercises, right? We are planning to a cloud. Cloud also we are planning to 2 things. One is cloud is AWS, which is a proprietary solution, and there is a non-proprietary solution, which is a custom cloud. We are planning to do that. And third is on-premise. Because some of the, you know, right? I'll give you a very good example. In one of the hospitals, right? I went to a client, to the same client, and you know, I think people know cloud, right? Nowadays, like we put the data and then we can access from anywhere in the world. So, and on-premises is very limited to here. They cannot see the data. So that person came and he said to me, right, the market is trying to cloud, right? And he came back and says that listen to you go with the cloud. Because the guy doesn't understand, like he is a facilitator, and then he's asking what is cloud, right? Yeah, he said the cloud is software, extra software. So the immediate answer, right, in a local language is from my Andhra, so he is like from here, and he says that so you put all the data in the air. Cloud is in the air, right? So he's saying that, right, it's in the air means anyone can hack the data. So he's thinking that. See, the challenge is that, right? Because when you say cloud, because at the end, so we try to convince them. And they don't want to change that, how facilitation managers will really be. They said, we don't want to change, right? And then immediately what happened is that at the end, right, we have to give them on-premise. Because they're customers, right? But when you go to the solution, right, you have to have all the solutions. Like, that's what we're trying to do, right? One is on-premise, like anytime. We take the software and install anywhere. That most of the people do that. Second thing, right? Cloud, Amazon. Amazon is everywhere. It's another cloud application where you can go and buy. Like pay as you go. How much you use, you pay. Take it. And the third is nothing but and there is challenge with pay as you go. Limited data is fine, but if data is going right, you cannot monitor it. That's what it happens. So you take it. Like most of the things happen is immediately you try to get it, but afterwards you don't remember it. But back end it happens. You don't know what happened, but at the end you know, right? You got a bill up because you used over the data. So you have to have a proper management of your cloud. So there's all things we see. This entire POC exercises, right, is an R&D lab. What they are to do is an R&D lab where we want to try with the industries as well as with the technology. It's not specific, right? Today we say, okay, this is what is technology, right? Tomorrow there is a client coming to us, for example, and he says that, oh, I have a solution, for example, for some X rupees. Now the customer can say that, oh, I cannot pay X. I can pay X minus Y. Do you have a solution? Right? So your solutions, right, should be customized to the requirement. It's not that, right? So I'm talking more of the other side of the. See, what is the idea is, one is a technology, absolutely fine, I understand, people are understand. But after that, right, that what you have done should have a value. It's not for learning, right? So most of the, okay, IoT, okay, I'll bring some remote, I can switch off and switch on. That can be an IoT. But there's no value, right? Why should I? Like most of the people says that, right? I make you smart home. What will you do? You can sit at your home bed and once you switch off. Immediately, what will you say? So pay me some 5,000 bucks. So what will you say immediately? Why should I can walk a couple of steps and then switch it off and switch it on? Why should I do it? And then most of the 80%, maybe 20% are there who are very rich and then they can spend so much of money. It's fine. But most of the 80% of the people say it's a tool. And now somebody says exercise to this. So that's but if you try to say, right, okay, that's kind of wasted, I'll give it to you, maybe 500 rupees. Then people will think, okay, for 500 it's a movie to me. I pay and try. So you have to change that the way what we are doing. So the idea of this entire exercise, right, to validate an idea, to get into the market, and then try this technological stand. Okay, so this is what we are planning to do in the entire 2 months. What also we follow in this case, our idea is to take this and then like this we have. So for example, right here, right, you are from electricity background. Can you predict that transformer when it will fail? Can you predict? Like right, you might have substations, you have maintained transformers and feeders are there. Can you predict that machine when it fails? Yeah, no, I'm talking about it. Without IoT, can you do that?
Every day you will maintenance, you take the data, so there is variance in the same time, the different data is coming and you get.
You're right. That's how you're right. Absolutely right. So today they take one person going there and they give a manual error. See, today's example also, right? They're taking the data They're not taking, I'm not saying they take the data, but they like if you want to do some like who will say that right that okay yesterday is this much, day before yesterday like last month is this, no one will really look into it. Today it's fine, today it's fine, today it's fine. They don't see really look into the value. So that's where IoT is. Like that is one of the example next, right? Again, same example, right? Which I want to take the example of transport. Like it's an asset, it's not a transport, it's an asset. It can be manufacturing asset, it can be utilities asset, or it can be oil and asset. Anywhere is asset. Right? Can I predict my asset age and then can I tell that right when it will fail? The age of the machine, like for example, right? Oh.
How many somebody will be the rate and calculate 1 lakh times it can on. Like switch also will have some like take many days on. But counting and like how many times it's been on it.
Yes, but how we capture that? But if the capturing is not there, right? How can you tell? Right? You cannot tell. Right? So now how do you track this? Okay, so that's where is the second example, right? I know you come from the domain background and you gave me an example, right? Okay, by doing this second. But is there any other way? By taking the parameters from that, can I tell my age of the machine? Like always you define it. For example, the standards of the machine is already given. Right? It has to perform on this scale, right? There is no deviation. If there is a deviation, right, you will have the performance efficiency gets reduced. But because of the performance reduced, right, there is a lot of consumption, and at some point of time, right, it will fail. This is theoretical. No one has put it like somebody has written somewhere. It's all theoretical. Somewhere when you go to the blocks, but can we do it in a real-time fashion? Collect the data. From the data collected, can you write some algorithm or write some machine language and tell that when this machine technological trend in the market, especially in the IoT. So we are planning that is our vision. One is the example known as marketing, and second is known as the smart asset predictive maintenance. Okay, as part of the initiative. So October is that. So what we are planning to do is we are planning this for the next 6 months. And I say next 6 months. This month we define these two, and November we implement this two. In the November we take 2 more industries. Already we are negotiating. We are talking. One is smart healthcare, and the other is smart agriculture. Okay. The following month we are talking about smart solar. Next, for example, solar monitoring. How do I do a solar monitoring? The second case one with the smart automobile, like we have a connected car. Because when I talk about it, there are already people in the industries who will help us. Means when I say that, right, they give this. Because I know this, I can do this. If I ask me, right, can you give me an automatic? I cannot give it because some of the person who worked on this can give me this, right? I cannot come and say that okay, this challenge and everything. So we will come and help us, and we here will develop it. Whether it's software, whether it's hardware, we all want to do that to see that whatever they are expecting, we will do. So this is our vision for the next 6 months. Like maybe what my vision is in the 6 months, right? We would like to work all the best.
हाँ कहाँ तक पहुँचे?
Smart automated and smart common things.
ठीक है हमारे.
Missions how we are marketing and doing some experiment on that. After 1 month, the application is changing. Is there any connect actually? Anything like maybe?
See, I got your question, right? See, is there any example, right? Your question is right. Because today you're talking about smart agriculture, smart agriculture. Software is common. Software is common. There's no change in software. Like the collecting the data, the big data, and the machine learning, the technology, but the application, what like the collecting of the data, the process isn't. But the way you collected the parameters is totally different. But the entire knowledge what you gain, like your device, your gateway, and everything remains the same. the infrastructure remains. You don't need to change anything. But for example, today you are connected a meter to your transformer, for example. Then you don't connect that. You will have a different hardware. But the gateways and everything remains the same. Once the data is collected, somebody from the domain background will tell us, hey, there is an example which will work like this. This parameters will work like this. So he will give us the domain inputs. Okay, so this is what our vision for the next 6 months of what we are planning. Okay, so
Vijay?
I identified like
Hello.
I know some of the people like from your team really interested which areas, right? Because maybe in the center exercise, right? Maybe I don't know how much software I know. The software is very difficult, right? Maybe the hardware thing somebody might be interested in the domain kind of a thing. We can work it. We can form a group or we can work it out, and then what we can take it to the next exercise. I'll form a group and everything, and then I'll communicate. I'll communicate to the people right over here, and then we'll start working on that. So that's what. See, as a kickstart, I thought that I planned to do this quite some time back, but at the end of the day, everything should synchronize. Right? Everything should come at the right time. So with this, right, what I will do is, I stop here. My talking. This is what our vision, what we are planning to do. And what I wanted, any questions if you have, right? Any specific questions, we will take it out. Or else, right? I'll stop this and then we'll have an informal talk, right? And then we can just share our ideas and which are your interest and everything.
Vijay, Lakshmi Narayan here.
1 second, group. I'm just making your voice loud.
Vijay, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Yeah, so the vision is good. So we all can work on that and then contribute. So we are all here. My question is,
one second.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, tell me.
Yeah, the small vision is good.
Okay.
Yeah, we all will work towards that. But my question is, smart metering has been there around the world and maybe even in India also. So shouldn't we do some research on the current works that are already going in the market, which should help us, where are the various vendors, various things they could be already working on a smart metering concept, and then something that should differentiate or we should have an edge in terms of features, ease of use, deployment, about anything that we do, so which has an edge in the market, so that makes our product successful, right? So shouldn't we do a competitive analysis?
I got you where you are coming from, but Lakshmi, what we are trying to do is it's not any product, it's just a solution which when get into the tomorrow, right? There's a value to this solution also. The other, right, today we want to quickly get into the market and then try to do some solutioning on the industries. For example, what we are talking about, right? This already validated from the market, and then we see a potential thing once we do this in the market, especially for the commercial buildings. That's what I have seen. So what we want to do around this entire exercise, one thing is to get the knowledge, like a platform which can be executable anywhere, because that is the first idea for us. Like then the research and everything, that if you keep on asking to do the research, no one will come to do it, until and unless there is a proven value, right? Okay, you do research and then no one can will come forward. So the challenge right now in this case, right, just we want to execute this. Okay, that whatever we are talking about, we can look into it at a later point of time. At some point that when we see that, hey, yes, this is going very good way, and then we have proven some, and then people see the traction, and then people see a value. Yes, we can do that. But at this point of time, right, if we have this the common platform ready, and people see, yes, it's working, it's executing, where I can show this kind of example to all the team, saying, hey, yes, we did it, we executed it, we have showed it.
Okay.
And I see, right, there's a good potential for this particular solution. I bet that, because I've seen in the market that if we can come up with a low cost kind of a thing, like for example, if there is a small industry or a small commercial building which who are looking for a low cost also, if we can try to project the solution, I see there's an immense potential in this solution.
Okay, fine.
So that's what my idea. See, another right today we partnered with one of the people in Hyderabad who are good at solar. So what they suggested, what they promised me, right? They'll provide me the hardware, like your solar industry has the renewable integration, and they work closely with all your machines, right? Transformers and everything. So now we got one more vendor, like one more connect, right? Where they can provide all that the basic domain knowledge or maybe basic hardware to take this to the next step.
Hello, sir. This is Ashish here. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
So the question is actually the POC that you're doing at this hospital, especially if you have to build a building management solution, there are some certifications which they need to take, especially when we are working with smart lighting. Because I mean, there are these people who are afraid if we do not install anything without these certifications. This is what I felt from my experience. If I go to a store and tell them that this is the kind of solution that I can give you, so the first question that they ask, even if he is a layman, he asks me certification. Do you have a certification to do it, or what is the guarantee that this will not electrocute someone, or what will happen if somebody gets electrocuted? These are the basic questions that you get to hear when you want to do a solution. So especially for the PO, how are you going to go forward with that?
No, Ashish, here, right? Because I worked there. Because what your challenges you asked me, I did not face because I directly dealt with the CEO, and then we have told them this is one of the smart building concept. In that case, today we are not selling BMS. We are only telling that we implement BEMS, like building energy management solutions, which in the sense we don't control anything. We just collect the data and show you as a preventive maintenance. And if required, we give a predictive maintenance. But we are not saying that we don't control any of your equipment, whether it is lights, whether it's HVAC, we are not doing anything. So it's just a monitoring tool where today your people are going and doing a physical kind of activity. We give it on a mobile or in a laptop or whatever it is, and show your day-to-day activities on your consumption.
I understood, sir. I got it. I mean, recently there was some discussion about the increase in the load of hospitals in the afternoons, basically.
Yes.
So
Yes.
that is the time they use
Yes.
solar, and so I understood where you're going, sir. Thank you.
Yeah.
I thought you
Yeah.
were slowly.
This is to address to the demand what each commercial building is taking. Today's the demands are so high, and then the demand is always penalized. So people doesn't know, right, where the demand is going, and at the end of the day they're going to pay after the month, right? They pay more penalized what they do normally.
Understood, sir. Understood.
Okay, so that's the whole idea. See, because this business case I have validated in the market and I have seen a total potential in this. So that's what we want to do. And the other is a smart asset maintenance, right? Which is known as we want to see the age of the machine, which we want to have this once this is formalized. We want to go with these two kind of exercises.
Lakshman here again.
Yeah.
So in terms of the overall our project, how we are going to execute. So I mean, like, oh yeah, this is the POC vision document. So I mean, which is the next document? Are we coming out with a problem statement or solution, and then so accordingly we can work.
Right.
For example, we can I can work on the testing strategy once I know what are we going to build and what are we going to do.
That's what, right? That's what this entire month we are planning for the documentation only. We will try with coming with a solution document and architecture document. These two documents will be a part of your execution document, and then that document will be shared who will want to be a part of this engagement. Like for example, you may say, okay, I'll take the testing strategy. Yes, that will be shared, like as part of the initiative. Somebody will say that, okay, I'll put the security. Okay, take this and then start writing security. Somebody will say that I'll become a big data guy, or somebody will say I'll become a spark. So who wants to be kind of engagement, who would want to do some kind of activities on this? Yes, this document will be shared to that initially, but once this execution is successful, right? When we see that okay, everything is working fine, then it will be made public.
Okay. Fine, and also we might need some small teams around it. So for even for example, say for example, my area testing. So definitely I would need a small team so that we can come up with do some research on the testing area, because IoT itself is a new concept in testing as well.
See, the
So
team,
small teams could be required. Yeah.
yeah, that's the whole idea, right? Having a physical meeting, that the people are sitting here, right? I cannot project you here. The people, team
Oh,
sitting, the team sitting here, physical team who wants to form group
okay.
and work on that, right? And then there are a lot of people who want to do virtually also. And what we are planning to do is we want to do a virtual lab also. Like for example, that software, right? We want to push and then push into cloud and give access to everyone who wants to part of it. Nothing like no physical. We don't want a physical laptop or a physical Hadoop or physical Spark, anything. We put everything on the cloud. The data is available on the cloud. You can do whatever you want.
Okay. Fine. Thanks.
Vijay, Inderjeet this side.
Yeah.
You getting me? Inderjeet this side. We can form what Lakshmi is saying, primarily we can form small teams with some timelines, and what you have told rightly, that the various domains we can subdivide and come up with a complete solution and a complete architecture and implementation plan.
Yes, Rasi, that's what, right? Now I see a lot of traction, right? What I do is I have already prepared a use case. Here is already use case. I can share who wants to be a part of this engagement model. I can share this, and then I'll prepare a template for the execution document, as you rightly said, right? I'll prepare this format and the template, and I'll share it to the team, right? Who wants to be put into that. So because I have already an architecture diagram which it should look like, I can share it out. And then maybe on top of it, right, the teams we can always form. It's not at all, right? Whatever teams we want it, right, we can form it out and start executing. See, that's what my vision is. This entire month, that exercise should happen. And next start month, right, November 4 weeks, should be the execution model.
You're right. You're right in that way, I think. And we should close in a particular set timing.
Yeah, I'm set, right? That's what this 4 weeks, like that's what Saturdays. And also I made my time plan, and my project plan is already ready with me. And by November 30th, we should be ready with this prototype so that we can be deployed and see, right, what kind of benefits you are getting. So because we are trying to do a lot of things, but basic prototype, right, basic things, right, which people can see the data collection. At least they see the first kind of data coming live real time on a dashboard.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, got the point. Great.
Okay. Yeah. Any more questions? Any from the team? Okay. So what I will do is I'll stop this session video, and then we'll have a networking session physically here. So I'll stop this video streaming. And then anyhow, thanks all for joining this call. And let's keep in touch on the group, and then let's continue.
Right. Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks everyone.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.